He's an out of time God. Oh, out of time God. Yes, he is. Job said it may not come when you want it, but he'll be there right on time. 'Cause he's an out of time God. Yes, he is. That what was on my head. Alright. Going. Good morning, whoever you are watching me live. All right, there we go. Of course, the devices. Here we go. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Let's see. Okay. All right. Now let's get going. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is March the. It's not. It's May. It is May the 20th, 2021, and today the topic is out of time. God. Um, those of you guys that have been watching me live, you see that I've already am hyped for whatever reason, because I just created my own little version of on time God using out of time God, and yeah, but you got to go watch the live version to catch that. But anywho, um, yeah, out of time God. Well, y'all, I mean, I guess I should start this thing out with a testimony. It's testimony time. Y'all know, I've been saying that, hey, I'm praying for a breakthrough, y'all. Praying for a breakthrough. I saw Ewan. Shout out to Ewan. He left a message this morning. Speaking of my breakthrough, and I don't know how he knew, but yeah, just yesterday, God made a way, yeah, like he always do. He always open up them doors and everything. So thank and praise God for that. Um, able to catch up on some things. It's so funny though. Like every time I get a little something to work with. Like when I don't have it, I got I got this plan. Like I told you guys, I have a to-do list. I have like these things that's like, okay, I really want to do this thing. I want to do this. But then when I get the funds and whatnot, I still hesitate on certain things. I'm still like, is it, hey, do I have to do that right now? Like technically I can go invest in something else, or technically I can do something, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, I can put that out, but anytime though, when I don't have it, I'm like, man, I should have did that thing. Like so I'm gonna see if I'm gonna go ahead and take the leap for one of the um I mean, I don't know if I would consider it to be an endeavor, but it would be an investment that I think would be worth the while down the road as I go on. Um, and I guess I hesitate to say because I mean I haven't invested in it yet, so um, I guess I'll let you guys know when or if I do that. But yeah, so I did get a little bit of a breakthrough yesterday, and also I had someone place an order with me with my nail polish business yesterday. So I mean, hey, God worked some things out, So I thank and praise God for each and every blessing, y'all. That's where I'm at right now. Each and every blessing. Good morning, Shade Tree. You just missed it. I had a whole bunch of sillies and whatnot. Oh man, I used a new format, and so your comment is in the little square over there, barely to be seen. I should probably change that, huh? I don't know. You can let me know. You know what? Matter of fact, yeah, because I want everybody to see. How about this one? We just trying some stuff now. Oh, that's cute. What you think of that, Shade Tree? You don't ever talk to me while I'm doing live. I don't know why I be talking to you because you don't be saying that. No, I'm just kidding. What about this one then? Because I know that's the one we used to. Okay, let's just go with that. So anywho, um, yeah, out of time, God, right? Out of time. What are you talking about, miracle? You just said he was on time for you just now, you got a blessing and you talking about out of time. What you talking about? Well, let's get into it. I mean, well, just to go ahead and shout out, yes, I did my full routine. Woo! And I will say that it's just like every time when I don't do it, when I start back up doing it, I'm like, man, yeah, I feel the differences. I feel like I should have did it, in X, Y, and Z. Um, because that time for working out or that time for warming up and stretching and all that stuff is just more worship time for me. Like I said, I'm usually jamming to that Montel Fish. Look, Montel Fish need to sponsor me at this point because I don't know. I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, like I'll be jamming to him and whatnot and doing the exercises and stuff like that. And so it's just another additional time of worship. And so, and I told you guys I was doing it with the Faith Fit app a while back. That's more strenuous, to be honest. That was more strenuous than the warm up stretches situation that I be doing. But either way, both of those, they assist with the additional worship. So I don't know if that's something that's going to help somebody else, but I know it helps me to take that time out to dedicate again that time for worship, clearing my mind, and then ultimately getting my mind and myself prepared to wind down and then have that moment of prayer meditation and whatnot with the Soul Space app, who also needs to sponsor me at this point because I'm doing all the promotion for y'all. I'm just kidding. But anyway, but yeah, and so I did my full routine basically, and in the midst of it, I want to say, I don't know, at some point I did think time God or God being on time with with the blessing that He gave to me, and I just always honestly, even though it don't happen when you want it, right, or it don't necessarily always happen when you think it's going to happen or whatever the case is, but yeah, well, no, out of time, God. So how does that go into out of time, God? So let's get into it, y'all. Habakkuk, prayerfully I'm saying that right. Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, "For still the vision awaits its appointed time. Hastens to the end. It will not lie. It seems slow. Wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay." As I was reading these verses this morning, or this verse in particular, I was reminded of the people of the Bible because they received promises, and it's like it took years. Like, you know what I mean? I'm talking about, and we can't even, again, this is past, but it's like, it's like sometimes we, in our time, it's like we can't wait a day or we can't wait, a few hours for something, right? But in those days, God made them a promise, and I'm talking about it might didn't happen until the next generation. And it's like, I don't know, like, how did those families hold on to faith? Like, how did they uh, hold on to that promise that God gave them? And even when some of them that actually received the promise didn't necessarily get to see it. Um, I don't know. This is one of those things to reflect on. I say, I mean, uh, that's what came into my heart mind this morning as I was reading that verse right there. But it says it will not delay, right? It might seem slow. If it seems slow, just wait. Wait for it. It will surely come. So, yeah, I mean, hey, I'm a testimony. I'm a living testimony. I mean, um, a lot of times, same thing for me. Like, again, say when I don't have, or when things are slow, or when things are like tight, or whatever the case is, it kind of feels like, oh well, hey, this isn't, when can I get a breakthrough, right? Like, when could I get some assistance here, and everything like that. But yeah, it happens right on time, y'all. When you really think about it, like for me in my situation, God kept me in spite of that. That was the other thing too. Like, in spite of not having um what I guess I now have, I'll just put it like that. In spite of not having that for a while, He still kept me by, providing other ways and other means. And so, I guess my thing is like taking time to acknowledge each of those things and not just waiting for, or not just expect to be huge, or to be the breakthrough to be this huge thing. Like sometimes the breakthrough is just like I said earlier, like placing an order. Like somebody placed an order with me. That's a blessing. Like that gives me something a little more to work with. That can help me, get another episode edited. You know what I mean? Or whatever, or pay for StreamYard, or stuff like that. And so, these are the things that we should just keep in mind. Um, that again, maybe the blessing might not look the way you thought, or may not exactly be the way you thought, as well as just that patience, that waiting. Because I'm reminded of my son, but I told you guys, I was working with him with the whole, he will be patient mantra, if you want to say. Lately, he's been vocal when he's hungry and everything like that. He's like, I'm hungry, or whatever. And then now he goes, Mommy, have some eat, please. It's like, goodness. Yeah, you're a hilarious little boy. But anywho, um, but yeah, and sometimes I have to say, like, if I'm doing something or whatever case is, I'm like, hey, this is the time to be patient. He's like, okay, mommy. And so that's the thing, sometimes we just have to be patient, uh, and wait. Now let's go to Ecclesiastes 3:1. It says, for everything there is a season and a time for matter under heaven. Well, there you go, y'all. Time and a season. I mean, that's the interesting thing. Again, you may still be wondering, well, what do you mean about out of time, Miracle? What do you mean? Because you say, we used to own time, God, and did establish that God is usually on time, and what he does is on time and X, Y, and Z. Um, what you mean by out of time? Well, let me go and get into that. So this next verse right here is going to be 2 Peter 3:8. It says, but do not overlook this one fact, beloved, that with the Lord, one day is as 1,000 days, and as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. Now, previous conversation me and my husband had actually opened my eyes to this. We were talking about, I think we were talking about the idea of how old the Earth is. Because you'll hear when they talk about dinosaurs and all this other stuff, you'll hear that the Earth is millions of years or whatever. But then biblically, you'll hear that the Earth is like thousands of years. So, which is it, right? But I mean, in a way, my husband kind of reminded me of this verse about, like, how a day is 1,000 years for God, and a 1,000 years is a day. That basically he's out of outside of time, outside of this box of time that I don't know if it's say we created, but for lack of a better way to say it right now, that I guess that we have created. um and I don't know, they gave me a little bit more clarity and understanding about God being outside of the realm or the constraints of time. Um, so perhaps it could be millions of years, right? Or perhaps it could be thousands of years. I don't know if it matters. I mean, at least not time wise to God, it don't seem to. Um, but either way, it's just something to think about, something to think. So this is what I mean by out of time. He is out of the constraints in our box of time. Um, Therefore, I mean, the seasons and whatnot that the last verse mentioned, uh, there's a season, there's a time for everything. And obviously in that first verse, it was talking about how, appointed times and whatnot. So, I mean, I guess the thing to remember is that it all has been pre-planned. It all has been, worked out, I guess, from beginning to end. And we're just on our timeline of whatever that is. And that's next level thinking. But that's my understanding of the situation. But I hope that encourages you and inspires you when you think about time, and when you think about like things not happening when you want, or when you feel like you need it, or whatever. So yeah. Now, Another verse I want to share with you guys is Acts 1:7. It says, He said to them, It is not for you to know times or seasons that the Father has fixed by his own authority. Well, there you go. I don't know what else to say there. I mean, that breaks it all the way down. I mean, this is why we shouldn't lean to our own understanding, right? This is why we shouldn't, I guess, even worry about this at all, because apparently it's not for us to know. um, that may bother some people. That makes everybody feel to hear that it may not just be your business. But I mean, that's what the words say. That's what the Bible say right here in Acts 1:7. But regardless of all of that, there are several verses in the Go Deeper section that we all can just reflect on, especially if we're going through a time of feeling impatient, feeling as if, things aren't happening when we want to, things like that. Hopefully the verses that are in the Go Deeper section will give us a better perspective of this whole idea of time and this whole idea of, God and his timing and him being outside of this, again, the constraints of time. And yeah, I hope that encourages you and inspires you today. Let that marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. Now, the Bible verse of today is Psalm 37:4. It says, Delight thyself in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow if the Lord's will. Y'all know that tomorrow is Friday. That means that we have a new episode of God, Sex, and Love, the talk show, going to be going live. It's with Miss Keisha Hall. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be live. I'm saying the episode is going live tomorrow at 7 p.m. on our Facebook, YouTube, and on GodSexandLove.com. And that is a chat with Miss Keisha Hall. And yeah, you guys can tune into that. I pray you do. Friends, hope you guys have a good day. Bye. And as for Shake, yes, sir, you have a good day as well. Thank you for tuning in live. You catch your girl all in the midst of her sillies. But I do appreciate you. You already know. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to anybody that watches after this and whatnot. Hey, shout out to you and shout out to anybody else again that tunes in. I hope you guys enjoyed the juice. Thank and praise God for my testimony this morning. It's always a blessing to have a blessing. You know what I mean? Again, it's good to have something to work with. I told you guys I kind of still hesitate to be like, all right, I don't want to make too many moves. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, too, it's like, well, I might need to go ahead because it's like every time I don't have, then I always be like, man, I should have did it. And then when I do have, I'll be like, well, it's not that important. I can wait. I can do something else. Shade Tree, I don't know if you tuned in the other day. I shared with the people that around my birthday, I am considering taking those days off. You can let me know how you feel about that. It would be from that Thursday to that. So basically, I would come back that next Monday after my birthday. Or I think, yeah, if not that too. I don't know. I'm still considering the GSL conference as well, so that's something I'm still, thinking through. Getting some little, feeling things out, getting some ideas together. So we'll see about that as well. I'm excited. I'm excited for, more opportunities and whatnot. Like I said, it helps a little bit to get the blessings that I receive. Like I said, the order, and whatnot. And so, yeah. Now it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, let's look at that to-do list. All right, what can I do right now? What's gonna make sense, right? but yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. But I just thank and praise God for it, and it's just amazing how it was kind of crazy because I was chatting with my sister who y'all know anchored for Vladimir Institute. The open house is Sunday. So yeah, come on to the open house if that's something you're interested in. They're waiving their fee and whatnot. So come on in and get closer to your dream. With Anchored for Vladimir Institute. But I was sitting there chatting with her yesterday, and I was just saying to her the same thing I told you guys yesterday. I just was like, still praying for a breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? Praying for a breakthrough for financially, because there's just so many things I want to do, y'all. That's the thing. There's just so many things, and it's like, ooh, what's next? What should I do? So I don't know if you guys have preferences. Like, I mean, I could ask you guys, put a little poll up and be like, all right, what y'all want to see? Y'all want to see the music first, or y'all want to see another book, or what y'all want to see? Y'all want to see a movie? Then the movie, listen, y'all, the movie gonna take. Listen, I gotta save a whole lot for the movie. I ain't got enough for the movie right now. I'm gonna be honest, unless God gonna do something that I don't know about. So that's I got a plan for that. I gotta go save for that. But the other stuff I can kind of start getting working on, maybe. Just saying. But yeah. All right, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow if the Lord's will. Bye. See you later, Shade Tree.